main trade because of industries and wants to destroy machine because of industries and want to destroy machine. Student leader Satyapal, SATYAPL Satyapal, Puran Bhagat Singh, PURN Puran Bhagat Singh, and Ralia, 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 all play their role in the struggle against, all played the role in the struggle against the East India Company. Another Gandhian approaches, GNDIN, Another Gandhian approaches are unwelcome. Ralia in his utter madness, utter madness, kills Ananta. Ralia in his utter madness, his utter madness, UTTR, kills Ananta head against a machine, hitting his head against a machine repeatedly. repeatedly. The story ends with the the weir overwhelmed. The story ends with the machine emerging, the overwhelmed,
Sir, sorry for.
achieve any.
हेलो सर, आपकी वॉइस
Not
ब्रेक हो रही है.
okay. Now I'm audible. Hello, hello. Now I'm audible.
हाँ हाँ सर.
Okay. So next walk, the lost child. The lost child, published in 1934. The story is about a child who loses contact with his loved ones. Story is about a child who loses contact with his loved ones in a village fair, FAIR, in a village fair. It depicts the pain, DIPICTS, depicts the pain of getting lost and separated from the SEPARTD, separated from the comfort of COMFORT, comfort of loved ones. It depicts the pain of getting lost and separated from the comfort of loved ones. Next work, Seven Summers, a memoir, published in 1951. Next work, The Private Life of an Indian Prince. The Private Life of an Indian Prince, published in 1953. The book is classified as one of Anand's most impressive and important works. The book is classified as one of Anand's most impressive and important work. Written in autobiography tone. Name of prince is Victor Ashok Kumar. Victor, Victor, Victor Ashok Kumar, ASHOK, Ashok Kumar. He is a weak, immoral prince. He is a big, immoral, IMMORAL, immoral prince. He eloped, ELOPED, he eloped with a English girl. The setting of novel in early years after independence. The setting of noble in early years after independence deals with abolish, ABOLISH, deals with abolish and princely state, PRINCLY, princely state system in India. System in India. Next work, very important work, The Old Woman and the Cow. The Old Woman and the Cow, published in 1960. Noble is a heart trending, Heart, heart trending, Trending. Noble is a heart trending portrait of a portrait of a woman Gauri. Noble is a heart trending portrait of a woman Gauri, Gauri, who is oppressed, oppressed and abandoned, abandoned by her husband Panchi, Panchi. Cesaro, Kesaro, Cesaro, mother-in-law. Only novel having female protagonist. Note this point. Only novel having female protagonist by Mulk Raj Anand. Next work, The Road, published in 1961. Bhikhu. The main protagonist is Bhikhu, Bhikhu. Bhikhu. Story of another untouchable boy. Story of another untouchable boy. Next work, The Death of a Hero. The Death of a Hero, published in 1964, based on the life of Maqbool Sirwan, Maqbool, Maqbool Sirwan, Sherwan. I'm repeating again, Maqbool Sirwan, Maqbool, Maqbool Sirwan, Sherwan. Next work, The Barbers Trade Union and Other Stories, published in 1944. Next work, The Tractor and the Corn Goddess and Other Stories. The Tractor, 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 and the Corn, Corn Goddess and Other Stories, 1947. Next work, Reflection on the Golden Bed. Reflection on Golden Bed and Other Stories, 1953. Next work, The Power of Darkness and Other Stories, 1959. Next work, 1966. Next work, The Golden Breath. The Golden Breath, Breath, Studies in 5 Poets of New India, published in 1933. Introduction to Indian Art, 1956. Next work, Autobiographies. Number 1, Seven Summers. Seven Summers, published in 1951. Seven Summers, published in 1951. Second autobiography, Morning Face, 1971. In this work, he delivers the story. He delivers delivers the story through a personalized 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 telling of the late independence era, politics and history. He delivered the story through a personalized telling of the late independence era, politics and history. Anand himself considered the book to be on the structural lines. Anand himself, note this point, Anand himself considered the book to be on the structural lines of Raja Rao, the Serpent and the Rope. On the structural lines of structural structural lines of Raja Rao, the Serpent and the Rope, but separated by the values exposed. Translated in Telugu language. Note this. Translated in Telugu language by Reverie Ananta. REVURI, Reverie Ananta. Reverie Ananta, REVURI, Reverie ANANTHA, Ananta. Padmanabham, PADMANABHA, PADMANABHA. Padmanam Rao, RAO, Rao. Reverie Ananta Padmanam Rao. Entitled Pravata, PRAVHATA, Pravata Vedanam, VADANAM, Pravata, PRAVHATA, Pravata Vedanam, VADANAM, Vedanam, in 1992. I'm repeating once again. Translated in Telugu language by Reverie, REVURI, Reverie Ananta, ANANTHA, Padmanabha, PADMANABHA, Rao, RAO, Rao. Entitled Pravata, PRAVHATA, Pravata Vedanam, VADANAM, Vedanam, in 1992. Next autobiography work is Conversion in Bloomsbury. Conversions, CONVERSATIONS, CONVERSATIONS. Conversion in Bloomsbury, BLOOMSBURY, Bloomsbury. Published in 1981. Published in 1981. Portraying, PORTRAYING, portraying such prominent figures as Virginia Woolf, T.S. Eliot, D.H. Lawrence. Note this: Virginia Woolf, T.S. Eliot, and D.H. Lawrence. Anand challenges the cultural narrative. Anand challenges the cultural narrative that many have received about these literary figures. Next work, Pilpali Sahab, PILPALI, Pilpali Sahab, SAHAB, published in 1985. So this is all about Mulk Raj Anand. Next writer, R.K. Narayan. You have any doubt regarding Mulk Raj Anand? You can ask. Hello? Hello? I'm audible? Any question
Yes.
regarding?
No.
Okay. Next writer, R.K. Narayan. Published, born in 1906, died in 2001. Full name of R.K. Narayan is Rasipuram, RASIPURAM, Rasipuram Krishnaswamy, KRISHNASWAMI, Rasipuram, RASIPURAM, Rasipuram Krishnaswamy, KRISHNASWAMI, Krishnaswamy. Iyer, IYER, Iyer Narayan Swamy, NARAYANASWAMI, NARAYANASWAMI, Narayan Swamy. Born in Madras. Work set in the fictional South Indian town. Work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. Work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. MALGUDI. I think you have also watched the television serial regarding this in DD National. Narayan mentor and friend. Note this, very important. Narayan mentor and friend, Graham Greene. Narayan mentor and friend, Graham Greene. Getting publishers for Narayan first 4 books. Getting publishers for Narayan first 4 books, including the semi-autobiographical, trilogy of Swamy and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts, and The English Teacher, including The semi-autobiographical trilogy of, of Swami and Friend, The Bachelor of Arts, and The English Teacher. R.K. Narayan's short story, R.K. Narayan short story compared with Gade, Guide, Gade, Maupassant, Maupasant, Maupasant. Narayan spent a part of his childhood, R.K. Narayan spent a part of his childhood under the care of his maternal grandmother, Maternal, maternal grandmother Parvati. Under the care of his maternal grandmother Parvati. Grandmother gave him the nickname of, note this, grandmother gave him the nickname of Kanjappa. Kanjappa. Kunjappa. Kanjappa. Gave him the nickname of Kanjappa. A name that stuck to him in family circle. A name that stuck to him in family circle. Gave him the nickname of Kanjappa, Kunjappa, a name that stuck to him in family circle. Dickens, Woodhouse, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Hardy started a journal, Indian Thought. Dickens, Woodhouse, 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 Arthur Conan Doyle, Conan Doyle, 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 and Hardy started a journal, Indian Thought, 1940. First novel, Swami and Friends, ridiculed by his uncle. First novel, Swami and Friend, ridiculed, ridiculed by his uncle. Narayan became a reporter, note this, Narayan became a reporter for a Madras-based paper. Narayan became a reporter for a Madras-based paper called The Justice. Narayan wrote the story for the Gemini Studies film. Note this, Narayan wrote the story for the Gemini Studies film. Gemini, Gemini Studios, Studios films. Miss Malini, Miss Malini, Miss Malini, Malini, Miss Malini in 1947, which remained the only short story written by him. Note this point, very important. Narayan wrote the story for the Gemini Studio film Miss Malini, 1947, which remained the only story written by him for the screen that came to fruition. The financial expert, FIANCIAL, the financial expert considered to be his masterpiece and held as HAILED, held as one of the most original work of fiction in 1951. The financial expert considered to be his masterpiece and hailed as one of the most original work of fiction in 1951. The inspiration for the novel was a true story about a financial genius. The inspiration for the novel was a true story about a financial genius, FINANCIAL, financial genius, मार गया, MARGAYA, मार गया, related to him by his brother, about a financial genius, मार गया, MARGAYA, मार गया, related to him by his brother. My dateless diary, my Dateless Diary, DATELESS, Dateless Diary, describing experiences from his 1956 visit to the United States. My Dateless Diary, describing experiences from his 1956 visit to the United States. Narayan started writing columns for magazine and newspaper, including The Hindu and The Atlantic. Narayan started writing columns for magazine and newspaper, including The Hindu and The Atlantic. ATLANTIC. In 1964, Narayan published his first mythological work. Note this point. In 1964, Narayan published his first mythological work, mythological mythological work, gods, demons, demons, and others. This book was illustrated, 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 illustrated by his younger brother R.K. Lakshman, by his younger brother R.K. Lakshman. Grandmother's Tale, Grandmother's GRAND, a Grandmother's Tale, final book of R.K. Narayan. During his final years, Narayan ever fond of conversation with N. Ram. Ever fond of conversation with N. Ram. CONVERSATION, conversation with N. Ram, the publisher of The Hindu. The publisher of The Hindu. So now we start the work of Narayan. Number 1, Swami and Friends, published in 1935, and in this work 19 chapters. Fictional town called Malgudi. Trilogy are The Bachelor of Arts and The English Teacher. Swami and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts and The English Teacher. Includes two additional stories. Featuring Swami from Malgudi days, featuring FEATURING, featuring Swami from Malgudi days, and Under the Banyan Tree, BANYN, Banyan Tree. Swaminathan and his friends were 10-year-old school-going boys. Swami friend Mani, mighty boy, lazy at times and not good at studies. Swami friend Mani, MANY, Mani, mighty boy, lazy at times and not so good at studies. Somu, class monitor. Shankar, SHANKR, Shankar, is very sharp and intelligent in studies. Samuel, nicknamed as the PEAP for his height. Samuel, nicknamed as the PEAP for his height. Bank of the Saryu River. Rajam, RAJM, Rajam, son of their wealthy police. Rajam, son of their wealthy police superintendent. Mani sees Rajam as his rival. Baby boy Subbu. Rajam also the captain of Malgudi Cricket Club. MCC. Swami and Friends idly depicts the growing pain of an adolescent, ADOLSCENT, adolescent mind and certainty, the tears of losing a friend. Swami is a student at Albert Mission School. Albert Mission School emphasis on the magnitude of Christianity. Albert Mission School emphasis 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 on the magnitude magnitude of Christianity Christianity and stresses stresses on the importance of English literature on the magnitude of Christianity and stresses on the importance of English literature. They formed a team called MCC. Next work, The Bachelor of Arts, published in 1937. The Bachelor of Arts, published in 1937, published by Thomas Nelson. Published by Thomas Nelson. Setting in Malgudi. Published by Thomas Nelson, THOMAS Nelson, setting in Malgudi. The story describes the complex transaction of an adolescent mind, adolescent mind into adulthood, 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 and the heartbreak which a youth faces. Important character, protagonist Chandran, Chandran, Chandran. Rejected marriage because of Mangalik. Rejected marriage because of Mangalik. Malti, Malthi, Malti. The girl with whom Chandran falls from college, then embarks on journey as embarks on journey as sannyasi. Embarks on a journey as sannyasi. He ends up falling in love with Susila. Susila, who teaches, note this point, very important, who teaches Shakespeare in occupied English. Occupied English. ACCUFIED, occupied English. Four part and 18 chapter. Next work, The Dark Room, 1938. Feminist view of contemporary tradition, society. Important character Savitri, married to Ramani, Ramani, married to Ramani. Savitri who listened to all, the harsh abuse, harsh abuses sent out to her by her husband Ramani, Ramani. Her husband always dominates, dominates her and torture become unbearable to her. Torture of Ramani become unbearable to Savitri. She retires to a dark room. In their house. It's compared to Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen. This work is compared to Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen. Three children of Savitri is Kamla, Kamala, Kamla, Babu, 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 and Sumati, Sumaty, Sumati. Savitri tries to drown herself. Savitri tries to drown, drown herself, 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 but unfortunately she gets saved. She works as a temple custodian. She works as a temple custodian. 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 She can fend for herself. She can fend for herself. Fend fend for herself. But she has her past life also. But she has her past life also. She cannot forget the bleak look. She cannot forget the bleak look on her children's faces. On her children's faces when she abandoned them. When she abandoned abandoned them, much to their shock. Much to their shock. Fourth work, The English Teacher, published in 1945. This work is autobiographical novel. It narrates Narayan's own happy days. It narrates Narayan's own happy days. The English Teacher, published in 1945, autobiographical novel. It narrates Narayan's own happy days with his wife Ranjam, who died because of typhoid fever. Who died because of typhoid fever just after 5 years of their marriage. So this work is autobiographical, very important work. Note this. It narrates Narayan's own happy days with his wife Rajam, who died because of typhoid fever just after 5 years of their marriage. The story is a series of experiences in the life of Krishna. The story is a series of experiences in the life of Krishna, an English teacher, and his quest for inner peace. Quest for inner peace. The story is a series of experiences in the life of Krishna, an English teacher, and his quest for inner peace and self-development. After the traumatizing traumatising the traumatizing death of his wife Susila, daughter Leela. He felt a moment of rare immutable joy. A moment of rare immutable IMMUTABLE a moment of rare immutable joy. Next work, Mr. Sampath, the printer of Malgudi, published in 1949. Also the Hindi film and Tamil film with the same title, Mr. Sampath, published in 1949. Also Hindi film and Tamil film based on this work. The novel is made of two parts. A first part dealing with the publication of a newspaper. And centered on Mr. Sampath. And second part focused on movie production. And a second part focused on movie production and center on Mr. Srinivas. And second part focused on movie production and centered on Mr. Srinivas, Srinivas. Srinivas. Mr. Sampath is a printer of newspaper name The Banner. Mr. Sampath is a printer of newspaper name, note this, The Banner. And Srinivas is the editor of that newspaper. They turn to movie making. The next work is The Financial Expert, published in 1952. Protagonist मार गया, MARGAYA, मार गया, spent his time under a banyan tree in front of the Central Cooperative Land Mortgage. मार गया spent his time under a banyan tree in front of the Central Cooperative Land Mortgage, MORTAGE, Mortgage Bank, MORTAGE, Mortgage Bank, and distributes financial advice, FINANCIAL, distribute financial advice to those willing to pay. Financial advice to those willing to pay, WILLLING, willing to pay for his knowledge. The secretary of the bank and peon Ballu, BLE, Ballu's son marries with Brinda. Morgaya lust for money. Morgaya lust for money. Morgaya becomes rich, but darkness comes in his life. Margaya, Margaya becomes rich, but darkness comes in his life as his son becomes spoiled. Darkness comes in his life as his son becomes spoiled. The financial expert was, note this point, the financial expert was adapted to a Kannada language film. The financial expert was adapted to a Kannada language film, Banker, maar gaya, in 1983. Once again, I am repeating this. The financial expert was adapted to a Kannada language film, Banker, as maar gaya in 1983. Next work, Waiting for the Mahatma, published in 1955. Character Sri Ram and Bharti. Sri Ram, SRIRAM, Sri Ram and Bharti. Waiting for Mahatma, published in 1955. Main character Sri Ram and Bharti. A girl of his age who is active in Mahatma Gandhi. A girl of his age who is active in Mahatma Gandhi Quit India movement. Who is active in Mahatma Gandhi Quit India, QUIT, Quit India movement. Sri Ram is a high school graduate. Sri Ram is a high school graduate attracted towards Bharti. Attract towards Bharti. Sri Ram is reunited. Sri Ram is reunited, reunited with Bharti in 1947. Both are waiting for the consent of consent of Mahatma for getting married. Both are waiting for the consent of Mahatma for getting married. The final year of Indian freedom struggle. Next work, The Guide, published in 1958. This work is also the Sahitya winning award Nobel. The Nobel described the transformation of the protagonist Raju. The Nobel described the transformation of the protagonist Raju from a tour guide to a spiritual guide. From a tour guide to a spiritual guide, SPIRITUL, a spiritual guide, and then one of the greatest holy men of India. Fall love with dancer Roji. Fall love with dancer Roji, ROSIE, Roji, the wife of archaeologist. ARACHA EOLIST, archaeologist Marco. 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 Raju gets involved in a case of Raju gets involved in case of forgery of FORGR of Roji signature, ROSIE, Roji signature, and gets a 2-year sentence. Despite Roji best effort to save him, gets a 2-year sentence despite Roji best effort to save him. Village name Mangal, where he is mistaken for a sadhu. When after the punishment, when Raju came, become Mangal, sadhu, character villain. The film Guide was released in 1965. The film Guide was released in 1965. Devanand and Wahida Rahman as Roji. Next work, The Man Eater of Malgudi, published in 1961. The Man Eater of Malgudi, published in 1961. Narayan bases his story on the ancient myth. Narayan bases his story on the ancient myth on boosting demon. BOSTING, boosting demon, DOMN, demon, Bhasmasur, BHASMASURA, Bhasmasur. Narayan bases his story on the ancient myth on boosting demon Bhasmasur, BHASMASURA, Bhasmasur, who terrored the world and dies eventually. Who terrored the world and died eventually. Nataraj is the owner of a small printing press in Malgudi. Nataraj is the owner of a small printing press in Malgudi. His life is tensionless until the day he meets Vasu. His life is tensionless, TENSIONS, tension, LESS, tensionless, till the day he meets Vasu. Vasu arrives at Nataraj printing press, demanding the print of Vasu, VASU, Vasu arrives at Nataraj printing press, demanding the print of 500 visiting card. Vasu demanding the print of 500 visiting card. Vasu is a taxidermist, TAXIDERMIST. Vasu is a taxidermist, TAXIDERMIST, taxidermist. He is depicted as demonic and terrorizing the mankind. He is depicted as demonic, 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 and terrorizing, TERRORISING, TERRORISING, terrorizing the mankind. Nataraj, a printing press owner. Poet, a friend of Nataraj. Sen, a journalist, friend of Nataraj. Shastri, employee and friend of Nataraj. Poet, poet, friend of Nataraj. Sen, character Sen, 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 a journalist, friend of Nataraj. Shastri, employee and friend of Nataraj. SASTRY, Shastri. Vasu, I already told about that, he's a taxidermist. Muthu, a tea shop owner. Muthu, 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 a tea shop owner. MUTHU, Muthu, a tea shop owner. Kumar, 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 an elephant which was brought from Kumar, 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 an elephant which was brought from Mampi Hills, MEMPI, Mampi Hills, HILLS, Mampi Hills by Nataraj. Brought from Mampi, MEMPI, Mampi Hills, HILLS, Hills by Nataraj for medical treatment. For medical treatment. Rangi, 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 a temple dancer and prostitute. Rangi, 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 a temple dancer and a prostitute. Joshi, doctor who treats Kumar. Joshi, 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 doctor who treats Treats, treats Kumar, elephant. Next walk, The Bender of Sweets, published in 1967. Protagonist K.V. Jagan, K.V. K.V. Jagan, 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 son Mali. The Bender of Sweets, published in 1967. Protagonist K.V. Jagan, K.V. Jagan, son Mali, Mali, Mali. Story illustrates illustrate the conflict between two generations. Illustrate the conflict between conflict between two generations of father and son. Conflict between two generations of father and son. Jagan, at the age of 55, still feel young at heart. Jagan, at the age of 55, still feel young at heart and makes a good profit out of his sweet shop. Makes a good profit out of his sweet shop problem. Sweet shop problems come to his life. Problems comes to his life when his son Mali returns. Problems come to his life when his son Mali, Mali, returns from America. Half American, married to half American, half Korean girl, Grace. Married to half American, half Korean girl, Grace. 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 Jagan tried to cooperate with the situation. Jagan tried to cooperate, Cooperate, cooperate with the situation. Even with his conventional thoughts. Even with his conventional thoughts. Conventional. Conventional conventional thoughts, 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 but finally fails to do so because of his son nature. Because of his son nature, conquer taste and note this quote, conquer taste, comma, and you will have conquered the self. Conquer taste, Conquer, conquer taste, and you will have conquered the self. Once again, I am repeating this quote, conquer taste, and you will have conquered the self. Next work, The Painter of Science, published in 1977. The Painter of Science, Science, published in 1977. Raman and Daisy. Main character Raman and Daisy. Daisy, a female activist who employs Raman. Daisy, 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 female activist who employ Raman to paint different sign, to paint different different signs and symbol in regard to family planning. In regard to family planning, Daisy represents modernity. Daisy, Daisy, Daisy represents modernity. Modernity, modernity. Raman represents Indian culture, traditional India. Raman represents Indian culture, traditional India. So this is all about the R.K. Narayan. Other remaining work I will tell about tomorrow class, because 9:30 also the timing of sir class. So have any doubt? Anyone? Hello? Okay. Okay, note this point. This all point is very important. In tomorrow class, I will tell about remaining work of R.K. Narayan, and then I will go with Anita Desai, Kiran Desai, and other Indian writers. That is important for a net point of view. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.